Nancy, the Nets were cruising in that second quarter, led by as many as 20. And the term coasting comes to mind because it just looked like the Nets were going to dominate this game. Charlotte was in the second half of a back-to-back, but the Hornets showed a lot of fight. They continued to play very hard under James Borrego. And you saw signs of it in that second quarter. It carried over into the third and then into the fourth. It was Devontae Graham time for the Hornets.
Well, they started getting confidence on the offensive end. They were getting some better, cleaner looks from the three-point line. In Devontae Graham, he was creating things. There was so much attention for the Nets that some of those complementary players for Charlotte started knocking down some three-point shots. And the flip side of things, in the first half, as we saw at Charlotte, the Nets were having their way, getting into the paint, getting to the basket, a lot of easy looks in that same type of movement. And Charlotte goes to a zone for a good portion of the second half, and it really disrupted the way in which the Nets offense was flowing. They had trouble getting the same quality shots, and all of a sudden it was the Devontae Graham show as he took over down the stretch.
And the Nets were not making their threes, so that zone look for Charlotte was very effective. Nets offense was not crisp in the second half. There were a couple of moments there where you thought maybe the Nets would find a way. Spencer Dinwiddie with a big bucket down the stretch, but then it was Devontae Graham with multiple answers for Charlotte. For the Nets, this is one of the tougher losses that they've dealt with this season. That 20-point lead and the schedule coming up as well with Toronto and Philadelphia this weekend.
Well, and here's the thing for the Nets, too, which you look at and you think, okay, it's still early in the season, but this may be one of those teams that you're competing with for a playoff spot in the East, and every game matters and every game can sneak up on you. But more than anything, a learning lesson for keeping your foot on the pedal, playing, the entirety of the game and not getting comfortable with a lead. And I think this Nets team has been in so many tight games, they haven't had the luxury of playing with a significant lead. So I think you go back to the drawing board, look at some things to fix, but more than anything, understanding of the energy and taking care of your home court that's necessary.
The Nets could not finish off the Hornets. They let Charlotte off the hook, and give Charlotte credit for how they executed down the stretch. And Devontae Graham, one of the most improved players in the NBA. Charlotte gets it done here in Brooklyn. The Nets have a couple of big ones coming up this weekend.